All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, we have all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. In fact, let me go in this other room, brothers. Um, I'm at work, so I'm on break right now. I had to get out of that room. It was a little noisy. No matter what room I go in, it's noisy. But anyways, first and foremost, as always, one of all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaRakha Kodesh. I want to give double honors to my apostles at Great Millstone who taught me his truth, and a sincere shalom to the elect out there teaching his truth in all honesty and sincerity in these last days. Okay, I'm the brother Yesharon, and this is a quick commentary. Okay, I don't have very long, but this is pretty much about what's going on with Israel and Iran right now. Last night, Israel attacked, I should say, the 1948ers attacked Iran, and they hit some nuclear research facilities. And the big news is that they killed some senior officials of their military. Okay? And Iran is not happy about that. Okay, because they were in the middle of some kind of nuclear peace deal. They were negotiating with the United States, and Israel just went and did it. Now, who knows if Babylon told them to do it? We don't know the specifics of that. But here it is. Iran is promising a retaliatory response with missiles, and the U.S. just scrambled their jets to try and intercept those missiles. Okay, so things are heating up right before your very eyes. Okay. Now, an important thing to note before I go into the scripture is if you've been paying attention to the markets, they've been starting to stabilize. Okay, the markets have been starting to stabilize before this happened. Inflation was coming down. Markets were starting to have rallies. Okay, but this is a major disruption. Oil went up like $7-8 today, or something like 8% because of that. Okay, so just when things were starting to quote unquote get back to normal, here the Lord puts the spirit out there to create more tensions in the earth. Because these devils, they're very self-centered. Okay, but this is Jeremiah 50 and 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Babylon and his purposes. Okay, now America was in the middle of some kind of deal with Iran, negotiating wise. Okay, and this completely ruins that. Okay, this completely ruins that. That he hath purpose against the land of the Chaldeans, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Because America pretty much has, or Babylon pretty much has some kind of agreement with the 48ers that they got to protect them. Because every time, another nation goes and attacks these cockroaches, okay, America's there to intercept the missiles. They don't do that for any other allies, but they do that for them, But yet here it is, Israel's supposed to have this amazing Iron Dome. Okay, it's supposed to shoot this shit down. Okay? Maybe they shouldn't go around starting shit. and then people leave them alone. But they're the devil, man. Everybody knows that when it comes to the 48ers, okay, it's always crooked business with them, man. You can't trust nothing that they do or nothing that they say. You know, just look at how they uh, got in charge of the world, man. How they have such a stranglehold on the business world. They have a stranglehold on the business world because of their tactics. Okay, not because they're that good business wise. Okay, here it is. These 1948ers, they own like something like 85 to 90% of the world's wealth, if not more. You know, and they act like they're so oppressed. You know, but really they're the oppressor. It's just they're the devil. So they've deceived the world into not thinking that they're the ones pulling the strings behind the scenes, man. You know, say what you will about Esau Edom, okay, but Amalek is pulling the strings of these elite Edomites too. Okay, they're the super devils, man. They're the super devils. Okay, and they're gonna draw them out. They're gonna draw out everybody for World War III. Okay. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Okay, because that's going to be the end result. It's destruction of Babylon. Okay. Oh, hey, the scriptures talk about wars and rumors of wars. You know, but we know that the sea hip has to come first. Okay, this is just World War III in its preliminary stages, where the pawns are moving on the chessboard. Okay, and who knows? This can lead to uh, things that lead to the MOTB. Okay, global disruptions. You know, supply chain issues. Okay, this is Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation. Actually, 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay? So all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation. And we're going to get Joel, the third chapter after this. And then I'll probably wrap it up depending on how much time I have. And kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. We're entering the beginning of a very sorrowful time, man. You know, you're seeing the uproars of the people. And this is convenient timing because tomorrow they're having protests all over the nation. Okay, they're having protests all over the nation, man. There's been a lot of rumors, okay, that these sleeper cells are going to get involved. You know, that's at least what they're saying. The so-called conspiracy theorist circles on the internet are saying, and there's rumors that Iran has a lot of those sleeper cells active in the United States, man. Okay, and the funny thing is that America comes out and says that these sleeper cells are there, but they can't do anything about it. They don't have the resources or the ability to stop them. You know, all it's going to take, and what perfect way to do it, man, than to have nationwide protests where the police and the National Guard and the feds are distracted with protesters, man. So all it's going to take is somebody to slip through, right? Somebody to slip through They'll be overwhelmed. Okay? We got to keep our eyes open, man. These are the signs of the times. These are the signs of the coming of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. And he said that what? He's that the Most High is bringing these things to the earth, man. Okay? Wars and rumors of wars, commotions of the people, uproars, pestilences, famines, you know, seditions among men. This is Joel, the 3rd chapter, and the 9th verse, and I'm probably going to have to wrap it up. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare a war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's been going on these past few years, man. A lot of these third world countries and second-rate countries are upgrading, man. They know what's coming. The Lord's put the Spirit on them to prepare for this time. Okay, a lot of these different nations can shoot missiles on these 48ers. Assemble yourselves and come. And that's what it means by what? The least of the flock shall draw them out. Okay? We're going to start seeing this nations pick sides. You know? All kinds of things. Nations picking sides. You know? Countries getting ready for war, assembling their armies, upgrading their technology. Right? Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened. Because the world hates these 48ers, man. The world, the Lord's really lifted that veil off the eyes of the people, man. You know, everybody hates these 48ers, man. Everybody knows that they're up to no good. Everybody knows about the tactics and the deception that they use. Okay? And come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahweh's judgment, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Because before the kingdom of heaven is established, there's got to be a major cleansing. Okay? Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes and multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. Okay? And the day of the Lord is near, man. You know? The day of the Lord is darkness and gloominess. We're about to enter a very gloomy time. Okay? But with that, I just want to do a quick commentary on that. Hope you brothers were edified. You know, stay in the spirit. Till next time, shalom.